Well, good morning to you all. Tony Virtue speaking, Virtue and Partners with our regular monthly update. And spring is in the air, which is lovely to see. Quite a quiet month. Normally over a few weeks something's going on around the world that causes a bit of chaos. Well, we've actually had a few fairly stable weeks. Markets, as I mentioned earlier, had reached an all-time high, both here and in the US. I think at a period of kind of stability is a good thing, kind of assessing where the future goes. This trend towards interest rates dropping, which is positive. The trend towards artificial intelligence improving the profitability of businesses and hence their share price, also a positive. I've got to be realistic that they're looking at this kind of Goldilocks world of steady growth without that being too exuberant. And where there's exuberance and poor investment decisions, that's where we get this bouncing around. So if anything, a trend towards share for income funds, good dividends coming through. One of the reasons that the four major banks are close or at all-time highs now is quite literally the value of these dividends, particularly to Australian investors. We're seeing the same internationally at the moment, and as I put in my notes, there are some growing share for income funds globally using put options, which will get that yield up to maybe 5-6%. Now that will kind of be a natural hedge if markets move around at all. I do spend some time in my notes just going through the overall asset allocation in Australia and the great wealth and the great fortune that this country has. Over half of those assets now, around $11 trillion in residential property, and again we're seeing markets move up again as you'd expect, interest rates falling, a lack of supply, the federal government bringing in this new 5% guarantee over first owners' deposits in a couple of weeks' time. So all of that should be positive for equity markets. So where to from here? I think it's a case of a consolidation period. Again, it is better just to get a steady growth rather than too much excess where there would be a pullback in markets. The property sector should do relatively well here, and in aggregate the assets that we hold are large enough to hold any downturns, bearing in mind that there would be capital gains tax if an asset was sold outside of superannuation. So not a large incentive for people to sell down assets in this market. Locally, we're growing. We have 2 new members of the team, so we are able to take on a little bit more work now, particularly for existing clients, their extended families. So we're here to help and serve you. It'll be Christmas functions again before we know it. So we'll be talking soon. Tony Virtue, when experience pays.